my heart bleeds for them because I can't just imagine what they're going through. It's easy for us to sort of say, yes, we feel sorry for them, but actually it's more than that. You just don't know how they can recover from something so horrendous.
You can see pictures of a street in Bushey in Hertfordshire in all the papers this morning and on their websites. Few places could look more ordinary. But totally extraordinary was what happened there yesterday when 3 women were killed in a suspected crossbow attack. After an urgent search, a man has been arrested and is in custody. The 3 women were the family of John Hunt, a BBC racing commentator. They've been identified as his wife, Carol, and their 2 daughters, Hannah and Louise. Rupert Bell is a racing correspondent for TalkSport, regular on this programme. He's known John Hunt for 30 years, so we thought we'd speak to someone who could just give an insight into the sense of loss here, I suppose, more than anything else. Rupert, good morning to you.
Good morning, Steve.
Yeah, your reaction to the news and what's happened.
Well, I can't believe it. I got a call actually from Rishi Persad, who works in racing and has obviously been down at Wimbledon when I had been for the first 8 days of the championship. And I just couldn't believe it. And the sense of shock that just hit all of us in the racing community, in and other areas as well, that within his colleagues at the BBC racing at the races. It was just horrendous because he is one of the nicest people you could ever imagine. He has got time for everybody. He's supremely talented as a commentator. There's no 2 ways about it. If you hear his racing commentaries or his swimming commentaries that he does, you know just how good he is. But he's a committed family man. He just got on with his life, but he always seemed to have time for everybody. And that is why that something like this, which is so horrendous that nobody can comprehend, because you just don't think it would happen to somebody like John Hunt's family, because they seemed very happy, and clearly they were, but obviously it was shattered in the most horrendous circumstances. And my heart goes out to John Hunt and all his close family, his one other daughter who survived as well, wasn't involved in the incident. My heart bleeds for them because I can't just imagine what they're going through. It's easy for us to sort of say, yes, we feel sorry for them, but actually it's more than that. You just don't know how they can recover from something so horrendous. Because John had been working at Linkfield commentating on Tuesday, driving home, probably like many of us, was hoping to sit down. He loved his football. Well, he loves his football. He's a West Ham fan. I'll forgive him for that. But he went back to I'm sure was going to watch the first semi-final, and yet his life has now changed sort of, dramatically in the most horrendous circumstances. And my sympathy goes out to him with all my heart, because I just cannot believe that something like this has happened to his family. It has left us all stunned.
And just finally, Rupert, he got into the business a bit late, didn't he? And his wife got him into it.
Yes, he started out as a policeman, but actually was all his family, I know, were always interested in racing. And I think she encouraged him, said there was an advert in a paper, have a go. And then he went to work, and we both did actually similar times, go and work for Ladbrokes for providing coverage in their betting shop service. But then he got into race commentary. We both actually joined the racing channel, which was the first of the racing services at about the same time. But he started out as a policeman, encouraged by his wife to have a go. And it was the best decision he ever made, because, as you know, his broadcasting career has reached heights. He's, respected by all and sundry. And as I say, he's due to go to the Olympics to cover the swimming for 5 Live. And, I hope he somehow might find a way to go. But I understand if he just has to take so much time to regroup, because it is the most distressing thing that I personally have been involved with anyone like that. And my heart bleeds for the Hunt family, because this guy is one of the nicest people you would ever want to meet.
Rupert, so glad that you took the time to talk to us about that. Thank you for joining us. That's Rupert Bell, their racing correspondent for TalkSport. Known John Hunt for 30 years, only in the business because his wife encouraged him to do it. His wife and their 2 daughters have been killed. And this question, we talked about this before, as about swords, and why do we have swords in this country? Why would we have crossbows in this country. And there'll be maybe some people who say, well, I use crossbows for this innocent reason, but you don't need them. They're not necessary, are they? They shouldn't be easily available, you wouldn't have thought. And it must be possible to find ways to stop these things becoming available.
Absolutely. I mean, there is that, and then I don't know whether it's a female thing, but been speaking to women whose reaction to this is actually slightly different in that it's very much about we don't know all the circumstances at this point, but they're not looking for anyone else. They have a suspect who was known to the family, and it's that very familiar story of women dying in kind of domestic circumstances at the hands of men who are known to them, and it's actually really quite frightening.
It is, and once the criminal path is concluded, we can talk more about that, because I think that's really important, isn't it? That you have to be able to say why on earth things like this happen, and there is the weapon side of things, but there's also who's at the heart of this, and you can't talk about that until there is any form of prosecution and conviction. But at that point, it will need to be discussed.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Superintendent John Simpson, Head of Local Policing for Hertfordshire Constabulary. Police were called to a property in Ashland Close just before 7 p.m. last night. Officers attended alongside colleagues from the East of England Ambulance Service and, on arrival, found 3 women with serious injuries. Sadly, despite their best efforts, the women, who are believed to be related, died a short time later at the scene. The victims are aged 25, 28 and 61. Our overarching objective today is to protect public safety and to locate Kyle Clifford, who is wanted in connection with the murder of the 3 women in what we believe is a targeted incident. We have extensive police resources deployed to various locations in North London and also the Bushey area of Hertfordshire. The manhunt also involves armed police officers and specialist search teams responding at pace in the wake of what has been an horrific incident, involving what is currently believed to be a crossbow, but other weapons may also have been used. If members of the public see Kyle Clifford, they urge not to approach him at any point and to dial 999 immediately. Kyle, if you're seeing or hearing this, please make contact with the police via 999. Beyond the immediate search operation, a major crime inquiry has been launched, and we also appeal to the public for any information in relation to the incident. This incident will be, of course, of concern to local residents. Additional local officers will be in the area today, so please do speak to them if you need to. You can report information online at hearts.police.uk/report, via web chat at hearts.police.uk/contact, or call 101 quoting Op Inforna. Alternatively, you can stay 100% anonymous by contacting the independent charity Crime Stoppers on 0800 555 111 or via their untraceable online form at crimestoppers-uk.org. Thank you.
What's the connection between Kyle Clifford and his family?
Come a half step closer. You need to have a what, sorry? Sorry,
What channel are you on?
I'll see now.
Have you pressed play?
Not yet.
Hello, it's Theo. I'm not sure where yet, but could you please follow my 2-2? Okay, Paul's just...
had they? Right, okay, where's that now?
Thank you.
On Teams? Oh yeah.
He's receiving medical treatment to confirm injuries because he was known to the victims. Oh, we are? You say 2-2, yeah?
Yeah.
Where's that from? Hertfordshire Police?
Bedfordshire, Cambridgeshire and Hertfordshire Major Crime Unit.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's Theo. Can you confirm me?
Following an extensive search, Kyle Clifford, a 26, found in the Enfield area by officers this afternoon. Medical treatment was found as no shots fired.
Yes. I don't know. Let me just sort this out first. Sort that out.
Yeah, well, I can tell you that in the last few minutes, this has just come through from the major crime units at Bedfordshire, Cambridgeshire and Hertfordshire Police, and they say that a man wanted in connection with a triple murder in Bushey has been traced to a location in North London. Following an extensive search, Kyle Clifford, aged 26, was found in the Enfield area, that's here in North London, by officers this afternoon. He is receiving medical treatment, having been found with injuries. No shots were fired by police. At this stage, we believe the suspect was known to the victims. The police go on to say there continues to be an incredibly difficult time for the victims' family. We would ask that their privacy. 5 live next, so they'll just pick up the line, will they? So their cue is that manhunt's still ongoing.
Did you hear 5 Live calling out to you?
Oh, hello, 5 Live.